Imagine your ship drifting through space, a fire blazing in the engine room, alarms blaring, and your crew scrambling to bring the situation under control. Sounds intense, right? Well, this could soon be a reality in Star Citizen with the introduction of engineering gameplay in Alpha 4.0. A system that's not just about plugging leaks and flipping switches, but about managing a living, breathing ship where every system and component matters. It's like being the heart surgeon of the verse, but with the added risk of explosions, fires, and the potential for complete ship failure if things go sideways. Today we're diving into how the upcoming engineering gameplay in Star Citizen will change the multi-crew experience forever. We're talking about resource management, fire control, component maintenance, and the critical roles that will keep your ship in one piece. Now, whether you're a seasoned player or someone who's just curious about what all the fuss is about, this video will give you a comprehensive look at what to expect in 4.0 and beyond. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's jump right in. For years, Star Citizen has teased us with the promise of a truly immersive, multi-crew gameplay, but up until now, it's felt more like a game of musical chairs with everyone scrambling to get into a turret seat during combat. Now, the real depth, the kind of gameplay where every role has meaningful tasks and everyone's actions can make or break a mission, has been missing. But that's all about to change. The upcoming engineering gameplay in Alpha 4.0 promises to bring a whole new layer of complexity and realism to multi-crew operations. But with this complexity comes the challenge. How do you keep a ship running smoothly when every system from power plants to life support is interconnected and capable of failing at any moment? This is the crux of the new engineering experience, a role where your job is to keep everything running, or at least prevent things from exploding. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to be the hero that keeps the ship from becoming a floating barbecue? So let's break down what's coming in 4.0 and what's planned for the future, starting with the heart of this new system, the Resource Network. The Resource Network is the backbone of all engineering gameplay, replacing the old pipe system. It's a scalable, modular framework that connects every ship component, ground vehicle, and eventually, player-owned structures. It handles the flow of power, coolant, fuel, and more. Think of it like the central nervous system of the ship, one that can tell you exactly what the issues are. Dynamic resource flow allows you to allocate resources in real time, diverting extra power to shields during a fight or reducing fuel consumption on long hauls. Feedback mechanisms alert you when things go wrong, like a power surge or a coolant leak, allowing you to respond before the problem escalates. And with the complexities of combat or long-haul exploration, having a real-time monitoring system is crucial to maintaining operational efficiency. Now here's where it gets interesting. Engineering gameplay will be built on top of this resource network. As an engineer, you'll interact with this network through dedicated engineering stations. You'll be able to reroute power, adjust resource flows, and even sacrifice certain systems to keep others operational. But that's just the start. The challenge isn't just keeping the lights on, but making sure that the right systems are getting the resources they need when they need them. Component health and maintenance are critical. Every component, whether it's your power plant, shield generator, or life support system, has a health status that can degrade over time due to damage, wear and tear, or even environmental factors. Engineers will need to monitor these systems constantly, performing maintenance and repairs to prevent catastrophic failures. This isn't just a game of numbers. It's about keeping your ship alive, one patch job at a time. And then there's the matter of fire and life support. Fires will spread based on the fire triangle: oxygen, fuel, and heat, turning a small blaze into an all-consuming inferno if left unchecked. This is where life support systems come into play. By controlling the atmosphere, engineers can starve the fire of oxygen or vent the compartment to space, snuffing it out. But be warned, this isn't without risk. Venting a compartment means exposing your crew to the vacuum of space, and lowering oxygen levels could endanger everyone on board. And this is something that will matter in the future. If your crew doesn't have their helmets on, they may suffocate. Firefighting tools and techniques will be your first line of defense. Fire extinguishers can put out smaller blazes, but for larger fires, you'll need to get creative, shutting off power, sealing bulkheads, and even flooding the compartment with inert gas. The goal is to contain and control the fire before it causes critical damage to your ship's systems. It's about quick thinking and making tough decisions on the fly. Now, misfires and system failures are another key challenge. Misfires can occur when components are damaged, overheated, or simply too old and worn out. This can cause anything from a temporary power loss to a full-blown fire. Engineers will need to be ready to replace damaged components or reroute resources to mitigate the impact. And it's not just about fixing what's broken. It's about preventing these failures from happening in the first place through proper maintenance and a smart resource allocation. Now let's talk about some advanced mechanics that will really put your engineering skills to the test. One of the big upcoming changes with engineering gameplay is damage penetration and armor. Weapons can now penetrate a ship's hull, damaging internal components directly. This means that as an engineer, you'll need to be on your toes, ready to repair damage from within, even while under fire. Armor will degrade over time, becoming less effective at stopping incoming fire, or might be penetrated by anti-material weapons that have armor-penetrating capabilities, forcing you to prioritize repairs based on the most critical threats. Now, this isn't just about patching holes, it's about managing a complex system of interdependencies where a failure in one area can lead to cascading problems throughout the ship. Now, there will be a lot more on weapons and armor penetration that we'll get into in another video, where we'll be starting a multi-part series on master modes, the flight model, combat with missiles, and also the future of capital ship combat. So don't miss that series. One of the things that will further evolve engineering is where the concept of subcomponents comes in. While not implemented in 4.0, CIG has talked about adding subcomponents for systems like power plants, coolers, shield generators, and more. Imagine a power plant that's been hit. Rather than just swapping it out, you might need to just replace a damaged subcomponent, like a power regulator or fuel rod, to get it back online. This adds another layer of depth and realism to the engineering role. It's not just about replacing the part, it's about diagnosing the problem and finding the right solution, sometimes in the middle of a battle. Batteries are another important system that we haven't discussed yet. They act as backup power sources, kicking in when the main power plant goes down, or to stabilize energy flow during high-demand situations. Engineers will need to manage these carefully, ensuring that they're charged and ready when needed. Now, with batteries being implemented in 4.0 with engineering, they'll play a crucial role in keeping the ship operational during emergencies and combat. Imagine you're in the middle of a firefight and your main power goes out. Having a fully charged battery could be the difference between life and death. Thrusters are another complex system with multiple subcategories: main, retro, VTOL, fixed maneuvering, and gimbal maneuvering thrusters. Each type has its own role in ship maneuverability, and damage to any of these can severely impact your ability to navigate or evade threats. Now, for all intents and purposes, we experience this now, but engineers will need to prioritize repairs to thrusters based on the situation. If you're trying to land, a damaged VTOL thruster is a big deal. If you're in combat, losing a main thruster could be catastrophic. The stakes are high, and every decision you make as an engineer can have immediate and drastic consequences. But let's not forget about other crucial systems like gravity generators, radars, computers, and scanners. While these aren't yet fully physicalized or graded in the game, they're expected to be added in future updates, bringing even more complexity and choice to ship management. Each will offer different bonuses and drawbacks based on their manufacturer and grade, meaning engineers will have even more to consider when outfitting and maintaining their ships. Now, while CIG removed a lot of the differences between components in 3.23, I expect this to return soon. It's all about balancing trade-offs and understanding the strengths and weaknesses of each component. Player-owned structures and base management will also integrate with the resource network eventually. Imagine a planetary outpost or space station with the same depth as a ship, ensuring that all systems run smoothly, resources are distributed properly, and defenses are ready to repel any threats. While not coming in 4.0, this future gameplay will extend the role of the engineer beyond the confines of a single ship, making it a critical profession across the verse. Whether you're defending a mining operation from raiders or maintaining a trading hub on the fringes of known space, the skills and knowledge you develop as a ship engineer will be invaluable. Now, before we dive into the specific engineering roles such as tuner, mechanic, and manager, let's take a moment. If you're finding this deep dive into Star Citizen's upcoming features valuable, consider subscribing. It's a small action that helps the channel grow and keeps you up to date with all the latest news and gameplay mechanics coming to the verse. Plus, it's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of the exciting updates that are sure to come as the game continues to evolve. In multi-crew ships, engineering gameplay is broken down into 3 primary roles: tuner, mechanic, and manager. These roles are designed to make the most of the new gameplay mechanics, ensuring that every crew member has something meaningful to do. The tuner is all about optimization. They manage power distribution, reroute resources, and fine-tune systems to get the most out of your ship. The tuner's job is to ensure that everything runs as efficiently as possible, adjusting settings based on the situation, whether that's shunting more power to weapons in a fight or conserving fuel during a long journey. It's a role that requires deep knowledge of your ship's systems and the ability to think on your feet, constantly adjusting to the changing circumstances of space travel. The mechanic is your hands-on problem solver. They're responsible for physically repairing damaged components, replacing fuses, and keeping everything in working order. If a component fails or a fire breaks out, the mechanic is the one running down the corridors with a multi-tool in hand, making sure the ship doesn't fall apart. They're the first line of defense against catastrophic failures, and their quick thinking and fast reflexes can mean the difference between a minor inconvenience and a total disaster. The manager is the coordinator, overseeing the entire operation. They monitor all systems from the engineering station, prioritize repairs, and direct the efforts of the tuner and mechanic. The manager's job is to keep the ship running smoothly, ensuring that everyone is working together and that no system is overlooked. It's a role that requires a high level of situational awareness and the ability to make tough decisions under pressure. The manager is the glue that holds the team together, ensuring that everyone is working towards the same goal. These roles will be crucial not just in keeping your ship operational, but in making multi-crew gameplay truly meaningful. For the first time, every crew member will have a distinct and important role to play, and their success or failure could directly impact the outcome of the mission. It's a system that rewards teamwork and communication, making the engineering gameplay loop one of the most engaging and immersive experiences in Star Citizen. So what does this mean for the future of Star Citizen? Engineering gameplay in 4.0 is just the beginning. It's a foundation that will be built upon in future updates, incorporating more complex systems like subcomponents, batteries, and even player-owned structures. We're looking at a future where managing a ship is as involved and challenging as piloting it, where every decision matters and where every crew member has a vital role to play. This also won't completely eliminate the ability to solo fly larger ships, as you'll still be able to get out of your pilot's seat and repair any damage or control fires. But it will be less effective than if you were to have a crew with you. Ultimately, this will make a much bigger difference in combat, and given that AI blades and NPCs are still in the works, it will be some time before we see this in game. This isn't just a game about flying ships, it's about living and working in a dynamic, ever-changing universe where your choices have real consequences. And as more systems and features are added, the role of the engineer will only become more critical, making it one of the most rewarding and challenging professions in the game. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, consider joining as a channel member. Members get access to exclusive channels in my Discord, early access to videos, and even member-exclusive content every month. Your support helps me create in-depth videos like this one, diving into the complexities of Star Citizen's ever-evolving gameplay. Now, if you are interested in becoming a channel member, you can support us on Patreon or here on YouTube. And if you're curious about how CIG can make repair, rearm, and refueling gameplay just as engaging, check out the next video where we explore those ideas in detail. Thanks for watching. Fly safe, pilots, and we'll see you in the verse. Havoc out.